Hello everybody, this is Kia and I am making this video just to blog about my journey to just get an acceptance into an LPN program. I don't really know where to start, but the only thing I can tell you is that it wasn't easy. First of all, I made the mistake of just applying to one school. So I put my eggs all in one basket, and I went through the whole process of admissions for this school that just seemed to me like it was the perfect fit. This school was very close to very close to me. It was an 18-month program, which was good for me. You know, I wanted to get done as quickly as possible. And I had all of the prereqs needed to start this course. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to set this video up. I guess I'll talk about the other things in a separate video. Okay. So first of all, I went through the process, and I applied fairly early. At least I considered it to be early. Program doesn't start until January 2013. I applied back in June of 2012. I got all my paperwork early. Um, health and dental examinations, FBI background check, criminal background check, child abuse clearance, drug screening, and things like that. I got all of that stuff done early. So by September, I was done. The only thing I needed to do was my financial aid, and I got that done in October. So I was just sitting from October to November, waiting to find out the exact date of orientation, because they weren't sure if it was going to be the first week of January or the second week of January. Okay, so meantime, in November, I started to call the school because even though I had did the FBI background check, unlike the child abuse clearance, the child abuse clearance was sent directly to my home, and I was to take it up to the school, which was fine. But the FBI background check went directly to the school, so I had no way of knowing if they received the FBI background check. So I did that in October. I did that in the end of September. So like the first week in November, I started to call the school to find out if they received the FBI background check. Now, um, the admissions lady kept telling me that they didn't receive it, and they have my acceptance letter, but they just can't release it until they get, that last piece from the FBI clearance. So I wasn't nervous because I knew that I didn't have anything that would appear on the background check, but I was just thinking that it was a little strange that 6 weeks had went by and I still hadn't heard anything from the FBI clearance people. So I give it 2 more weeks. So I call back and I say, I'm calling to find out the status of my acceptance letter and my FBI background check. She still tells me that she hasn't received it. She sent everybody's FBI background checks together, so they should all come back at the same time, and that she has my acceptance letter. Not to worry. As soon as she receives my FBI background check, she'll get back to me. Okay, fine. Last week in November into December, I'm calling. I'm like, I'm not taking. I'm waiting for your FBI background check for an answer. Like I have 30 more days before orientation starts, and I won't really feel like I'm completely in a program until I have my acceptance letter. So I call the school, and admissions lady. No, actually, I don't call the school. I email her. So I emailed the admissions lady and I inquire about the acceptance letter and the FBI background check, and she says to me, and this was on a Monday when I called her, I tried to call you on Friday. Um, However, I tried to call you on Friday. I will give you a call back, but I am in a meeting right now. As soon as I get out the meeting, I will give you a call back. I should be out of the meeting in about an hour. And then she also stated in that same email that there has been some major changes to our program. So immediately I'm like, oh, what could the major changes be? Do I need to supply them with one more thing for admissions, or do I need to, maybe it'll be a 2-year program instead of an 18-month program, or maybe it'll be a 12-month program. I don't know what to think at this point. So that was about quarter to 10, and she said that she would call me about 11. So by 11:15, I'm like antsy. I'm not waiting any longer, so I just called up to the school. So she picks up and says, "Oh, I was just about to call you." I'm like, "Sure you were about to call me," in my head. So I'm like, "Yeah, so what's going on with the program?" And she's like, she takes a deep breath, and she says to me that the program decided that they were not going to have a January class, and that they are not sure if they're going to have classes in the future. That's all the information that she can give me right now, and she's sorry that she had to break the news to me, but that's the decision that they have made. And that basically changed a lot for me. I was crushed. I almost second guessed whether or not I should be a nurse. Um, I hadn't planned for that to happen. I I had put all my eggs in one basket, like I said, and I had been praying for. I've been praying about going to this school, and I just felt like it was for me. Like if it was for nobody else in that school, me going to this school was for me. It was what God was giving me. I felt like, and for her to just drop that ball on me like that, I was devastated. So I didn't want to react right away with the information that she had given me, partially because I was in denial. I was in denial a little bit. Like, I kept hoping and praying that she would email me or call me back and tell me she was just joking, or maybe they decided that they were going to open the program because of the responses that the other students may have given her, but I never got a phone call back. So then I go in a panic mode. Like, oh my God, what do I do? So I just stop myself. I try to calm down as much as I can, and I start to pray, and then I'm crying, and then I'm like, just asking God, like, what do I do next? So I immediately go online and say, all right, it's December. Programs normally start in January. Maybe if I call the program and tell them what happened, maybe they can, accept me, knowing that I have all of my documentation, and the only thing I needed to do was just press go. So I went online, I Googled a couple of programs. The first program that I called, classes didn't start until March. I would have had to retake the T's test, which I was not all that excited about doing, because who wants to retest, an entrance test? Like, you know, I didn't want to redo that. So, I mean, it was an option. I wrote the information down, and I was going to do it if I needed to. So I said, well, all right, so that's one thing. So I will apply there if I don't find anywhere else to apply. So then I keep Googling schools, and I find another school who started in January, around the same time that my school was supposed to start. And, okay, this video is almost 10 minutes long. Okay, so long story short, I called the admissions person. I explained to them what happened, and he was so helpful. He immediately was like, call your school, see if you can get all your documentation released. then bring it back to us. If you have your testing results, give those to me. So I ran into my bedroom. I got the TEAS test exams. I read off each section to him what my percentages were. And he was like, okay, that's good. Okay, I'm going to talk to my director and let her know what happened, and we'll get back to you. Meanwhile, you go and get your documentation. So I'm like, okay. So I hang up. I email the admissions lady. I CC the director on that email because at this point, I'm not waiting on y'all because y'all move too slow. And I also call. So I did that, and then I called her. So I let her know what I needed, and she said, okay, the director is not in today, but I will try to get you your documentations by the end of this week. I'm like, nope, that's not good enough. I need my documentation by Wednesday. She's like, okay, I'll see what I can do. So, long story short, I got the documentation on Wednesday, went down to the school on Friday. Because Thursday I got very sick and was not able to make it out. I was no good to anyone on Thursday. I had a stomach virus that was just crazy. And I'm glad that I got it out the way because I don't need anything disturb me from finishing school in January, from January to December of 2013. So anyway, I'm rambling, sorry. So I went down to the school on Friday. I turned in all my paperwork, met with the director, and that same day I got my acceptance letter, and it just felt so good. Like, who knew being accepted would feel so good? But it felt, I was just like, wow, like this, okay, I see the blessing. Like, I see it now. Like, one door can never shut without another one opening, and I realized that, and I'm just grateful for that. And I'm just grateful. So, went down to financial aid, and I had already done all this financial aid stuff with the other schools, so I already knew what was what. I was on point at this point. So I tell her everything she needs to know. She does what she needs to do. Boom, financial aid is done. Like, out, done. No, oh, we gotta wait. Oh, we got this. And prior to that, I had switched the school. I had switched the school over to the new school on Monday when I spoke to him. I did that just in case. I did that on the FAFSA website because I knew that I was pressed for time. So I just made sure I took care of that. So the only thing is that the new school, I had to take a CPR class, which I took today. And I had to get a flu shot, which I got done last week. So I'm done. So the only thing I need to do is just turn that into the school, and I start orientations January 3rd on a Thursday. I start school Monday, January 7th, and I can't wait. I'm so excited. And I just wanted to get on here and just vlog about it and share this with someone else who may be in the process of just applying. If you're in the process of applying, do not apply to just one school. If you have other schools in your state, city, apply to more than one school because you never know what can happen. Alright guys, that's it for this video because it's way too long. I will do another video on what you need, what most schools will need for you to have for admissions, your eligibility for admissions. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.